Welcome to the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. Wherever you are today, if you're starting with nothing or are well on your way to the success you desire, with the right people, processes, and promotions in place, you will be unstoppable. And now, I'd like to introduce your host, Mike Stromsoe.
Greetings, everybody. This is Mike Stromsoe coming to you live from the Living Agency Laboratory, and I am pumped and excited about the next episode in the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. The gentleman that I've got on today is a high-achieving agent, an outside-the-box thinking agent, and somebody who I admire greatly, and I've been looking forward to this day for quite some time. Daniel Seong, welcome to the podcast, sir.
Thank you, Mike. It is truly an honor, my friend. Thank you.
Oh, no, the honor's all mine. Thank you so much. And sporting my great park gear, thank you so much for that.
I love it.
Proud to do that and proud to know you and to work by your side and learning more as you continue to make great progress, not only in our industry, but I know just other people entrepreneurial in your local market. Watch what you do because you're doing such great stuff. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
No problem. And, honestly, the one that I remember is it was Saturday morning in your kitchen and you go, this is what you need to be doing. Oh, by the way, you can't see what I'm wearing down below. I don't even know why I said that. But, ultimately at the end of the day, that's the goal. In the mindset of one of my greatest marketing mentors, he said, look at what everybody else is doing and do the exact opposite. It's getting the attention, right?
Right, absolutely.
Getting people's attention, that is the key. So let's dive in, Daniel. Thank you so much for being with us. Tell us a little bit about who you are. I mean, go back as far as you want, a little bit about family, et cetera, where you're located, city and state.
Sure, absolutely. So I was born in South Korea in 1979. I came to the country in 1984. And I grew up in Burbank, California, elementary school, junior high, high school there. And probably right around my sophomore year, I kind of figured school wasn't exactly for me. So my brother and I, with a few other friends, we decided to go into the Marine Corps. We enlisted in the Marine Corps. So I did that for 4 years. Literally my first time away from home. My first duty station was Okinawa, Japan. And after a year there, I came back home to San Diego, Miramar. And that's kind of where I actually met my wife. She's not military, but her family's from San Diego. And after I got discharged, I went to school, USC. We also got married. Started a family. So now we've been married about 16 years. In the first 5 years of marriage, we had 4 girls. And a couple years later, we had my son. So we have a total of 5 kids. My oldest daughter is a sophomore now, and my son is in first grade.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So I got married and I was still going to school. So I thought, I'm married now and I need to provide a living for my family. So I got a part-time job at a mortgage company and found out that it was fun. It was interesting. And eventually, we kind of transitioned into the insurance industry. But I've been in the insurance industry for about 12 years now. And literally, Mike, I love every minute of it. And I don't have a lot of regrets, but if I could just name a few, it'd be just to get into the insurance industry just that much quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. So roughly how many team members do you have?
So we have about 14 now, and about 6 to 7 is in the office any given day.
Fantastic. And you do a great job. You have a great environment. You have a great culture. How did you come up with the culture that you've created? I mean, everything that I see out there, I love it.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, winning is a big deal to me. And it's not just, I played basketball growing up, and I'm a big sports guy, but I think sports there's such a great, it's such a great teacher, and in life as well. But the culture that we have it's a winning culture, and that's what we try to portray with our customers. We want our customers to win, and when we help them with a policy, save them money or better their coverage, we consider that winning. But we have a culture of caring. We have a serving attitude, and it's something that we live every day by, and I believe it starts from the top, right? Every teammate matters, but it's a winning culture that we have here.
Yeah, people are silently waiting to be led without question, and they don't necessarily need to be on our team. They can go start their own, but they want to be immersed into something special, significant that makes a difference out there. So
absolutely.
Great job. Great job. So you talk a little bit about team, mindset, and culture, and you just touched on that. Anything else you'd like to add as to how it is causing your agency to grow?
Well, I think it goes back to the core value of always doing what's right. And even if we're not, if it doesn't benefit us financially, or even if it means, hey, we're going to spend a little bit of time on this where we're not going to, maybe the profit margin isn't there, but it's doing the right thing for our customers all the time.
Right.
And even when we have cancellations, Mike, we love on them even more. We double down on the love because we all know that insurance is a revolving door.
Right.
So, and it's not only for that reason, but in business, it just makes sense to treat everybody the right way. And we've been blessed in so many different ways because of that.
Right.
But that's one of the things that we talk about and we coach on it almost on a daily basis, is always doing the right thing.
Right. The law of reciprocity is always in effect.
Absolutely.
And it will come back sooner or later. So great job on that. So one of the ways that you're growing your business consistently, and you made this, I'll say, strategic choice at some point, was to go online and to build your business via social media. You do a lot of work on Yelp as an example. Give us some insight into that, and why did you make that decision, and how's it working out for you?
It's been fantastic. I mean, we get calls from Yelp. The public, the community finds us on Yelp. And we even had a lady from Oregon reach out to us, and she said she found us on Yelp. And it's just one of those things. But we teach operate with the end in mind.
Mm.
So what I mean by that is when a new customer or a client, existing customer calls in and they need something, they need help with a policy change or just anything,
mm-hmm.
operate knowing that you're going to ask for a review at the end. Now, the only way you're going to ask for a review is if you truly in your heart feel like you deserve one.
Right.
A lot of people never ask because they know they don't deserve one.
Aha.
Right? Yeah. So we operate with the end in mind, and it's been a true blessing for us. So I started from scratch, literally by myself, working from home, probably about 10 to 12 years ago now. And back then, Yelp wasn't what it is today. But I thought, okay, well, I don't have any money to buy leads. I'll just kind of start with this, right?
Right.
So it's been literally one review after one review, Mike. And now we're proud to say we're the highest rated agency in the country, right? I haven't found another agency. I'm sure there's somebody out there, but we just haven't found them yet. So we're gonna hold that title until we do. But it's being so diligent, persistent, disciplined. So one of the sayings in our office is the most important bind of your life, or the most important review of your life, is the next one.
Uh-huh.
So it doesn't matter if you bound 100,000 last month. It doesn't matter if you got 10 reviews today. The most important one is the next one.
Right.
So with that mindset, we don't get too excited when something good happens. We don't get too down.
Right.
This Friday, we went into the weekend with 486 Yelp reviews. Monday, we got about 2 more Yelp reviews. So now we're down to 476. So with getting 2 more Yelp reviews, we dropped 10 reviews, right? But that's okay. That's okay, because what's the most important one? Just the next one.
The next one.
Going after it and after it and after it. And if you can get 1 review, you can get 1,000.
That's right.
It's just a matter of asking, right? And I think we have over 270 filtered reviews. But that's okay. So we kind of think about this a different way. We want our filter reviews to get to 500, because then that'll probably mean that we'll have 750 reviews that show.
Right.
So everything's positive. Nothing happens to us. It's how we react to it, and that's kind of the mindset that we have with that.
Yeah, in the words of Earl Nightingale, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So kudos to you for reacting the right way. And kudos to you for being the great leader that you've become. And I continue to watch you evolve. You're rocking it. So you talk about engagement with people online. talk a little bit more about how you engage with people.
Well, there's never been a time in history where you can capture so much attention for free, right? So much attention. So I feel like being in the industry, we have friends all over the country, right? We can pick a state and we can probably name a few agencies or a few friends in that country or in that state.
Right.
But online engagement is a real thing. I see so many people who post for a few days, a week or 2 or 3, and they feel it's as if it's too much work or it's too hard, right? But just being consistent is so important, right? But also, once you start posting, people recognize you for what you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then people start commenting. We write business every single month because people find us online. But right. Not only do we engage on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, we have over 2,600, I think just under 2,600 photos on our Yelp account and also our Google account. So the reason why we do that is because we want the public to connect with us even though they've never met us before. Right. So on our Yelp account, they'll go on it and they'll just scroll. They'll just scroll through the pictures, and it's pictures of our team lunches, of our team meetings, of us outside in the community somewhere, right? Just hanging out. And they feel, so before they even walk in through that door, they have a true connection with us. So that's definitely a way that we engage with the public, but also on social.
Yeah, fantastic. So what kind of photos? I mean, you just mentioned a few of the photos that you post. Anything else? I mean, team events, team meetings, et cetera, et cetera. What else is important with regard to photographs? Well,
photographs, I mean, we want branding, we want to be consistent. And you always talk about the brand guide, which is spot on. You want your colors to be always uniform. You want your logo to be uniform. If you can have your teammates wear agency t-shirts or jerseys or clothing, it's hats, all that is part of branding, right? Even our carpet has orange in it, right? There's streaks, lines of orange, right? There's orange almost in every office. It's just keeping everything uniform and as if you're walking into almost a different world, because we're in an office building, and our landlord loves us because we have the best office, right? And it's so inviting and it's so warm, and it's not the traditional insurance office, I guess, but we have fun with it. We have fun with it.
Yeah, it's better to have fun than to not have fun, right?
Exactly.
And it's better to laugh than not. It's better to laugh than to cry. So fantastic. So you're engaged out there. Your team is engaged. Your team is totally open to, getting their photos out there and supporting what you're trying to accomplish. How do you keep them motivated and thinking about that all of the time?
Well, I have them participate in that too. So ultimately, I'm the one that actually finalizes the post, but I'll ask them, hey, look, go outside, do something, but I want you to send me a video clip and a picture today of just anything, right? And we come up with ideas. In pre-COVID, we were actually a lot more involved, but post-COVID, it's kind of tapered down a little bit here. But like today, we have a new gal, and her name is Alice, and it's her birthday today. She's been with us for about a week and a half. She never said it was her birthday, but I have her employment paperwork, right? So I know when her birthday is.
Yeah.
And today we surprised her walking through the door, and she said, Daniel, nobody has ever done this to me, or nobody has ever done this for me before. She said, you're the best boss ever. Right. And that just warmed my heart so much. Right. But we took a video of her surprising her. And afterwards, she said to me, Daniel, can we not post that video? Right. She said, I seem really nervous. I said, but that's the best thing. It's sincere. It's real. Right. And so after she saw it, she said that it wasn't that bad. But those are the things we try to capture what's really happening in our agency so the community can connect with us.
Authenticity, my friend.
Yes.
Great job. And the great thing is nobody else can duplicate that. It's uniquely you and who you are from within. Just great stuff. And absolutely, that's a wonderful thing when your teammates say, oh my gosh, nobody's ever done that for me before. Because, we continually talk about in the entrepreneurial circles that our number one client is actually our team.
Yes.
we've got to take care of our team, because ultimately at the end of the day, they're taking care of clients. That's great stuff. And let's jump back to taking care of clients a little bit. You also talk about loving people at the time of cancellation. Anything else to add on that? Because that's just part of your strategy.
It is. I mean, ultimately, we want them back. And many times they do come back, right? But what we find out is, and just in any business, when somebody is returning something or when somebody's canceling, usually their emails don't get responded, or they don't get a response right away, or their voicemails or their phone calls, right, get ignored. And that was just never our mindset, right? We want to operate with the end in mind. So ultimately, we want them back. So again, we double down, we love on them, and we make it, we tell everybody, look, even though you are not a client, please use us as a community resource. You can always call us if you have any policy questions, right? But then also what we do is we want to be the office or the go-to person for those people. So even though they're not with us or current policy holders, we want them to know that we're here for them. And oftentimes 30 days later, they call us back and says, Daniel, you know what? That other company, it's nothing like the way they said it was going to be. Even though you're a little bit more expensive, right? It's not always about price. We want to come back to you. Take it all back. So, but also what we do strategically is upon their exit, we also ask them for a review. So when the public sees this review, oh my gosh, even though we're canceling, they're still so helpful. They're still there for me. They're there even more than my new agency. It's a great marketing testimonial. It really is.
Absolutely. And it's not what we say we've done for other people. It's what other people say that we've already done for them.
Right.
Social proof, everything. Fantastic job. So talk more about your review responses. What else are you doing? Because I know that you're getting a lot of feedback from people out there in the world about the things that they see online. Anything else come to mind?
Well, so one of the things is on Yelp especially, Yelp will post your response time. So anytime somebody sends us a message, right, we are on it probably within seconds. Within seconds, we respond. 10 minutes is the shortest response time that you can have, and we have that. But it's another strategic way of letting the public know that we're real, we're here, and we want to help. Because some agencies will have a 3-hour response time or even a 2-day response time. So if I'm a consumer out there, do I want to reach out to that office where it's going to take 3 days, or do I want to reach out to Great Park Insurance, who has a 10-minute response time, who has 400 some plus reviews? For whatever reason, if they don't call us, they feel like they're missing out.
Right.
So we've gotten our Yelp presence or our social presence to a point where we're almost in control. And Mike, we actually have we have an application where to receive a quote from us, they actually have to fill this long form out. We get no pushback. We get sometimes from the first engagement that we have from them, they've already emailed in their deck pages without ever talking to us.
That's fantastic. Congratulations, because it's what other people say you've already done for them.
Right.
Absolutely huge. And so what you've done, you have, as you say, double down, triple down, quadruple down on what you've built to bring up that level of engagement. Right. Fantastic. So who's watching the clock and providing that immediate response if you're on vacation, as an example? We talk about in UPP, people, processes, promotion, in that order. Tell us about how that works within your agency.
So what happens is when somebody goes on Yelp and sends in a request, we get an email as a business. So what I will do is, if I'm on vacation, I will have that email forwarded to the staff, to the team members, and they're on it right away. And one also other thing is, I used to responding to reviews is very important. Mm-hmm. So me as the agency principal used to respond to every single review. However, now what we do is we have the actual person that they're reviewing respond. So it's a little bit more personal. It's a little bit more engaging. And then we'll put it, so let's say if Julius received that review, he'll write his response, and then Julius from Great Park Insurance.
Fantastic. And so what do you do for the team member when that happens?
Well, so every Friday afternoon we have a team meeting. And so for a Yelp review, they get $15. And for a Google review, it's $10. And so what we do is we actually have a raffle, and they also get an egg. And then at the end of the week, the more eggs that you have in there, you obviously have a higher percentage of winning the prize at the end of the week.
Fantastic. And so what kind of prizes might they win, just for fun?
Usually it's a gift card. It's a $50 gift card, or it's a restaurant gift card, or sometimes maybe you leave 3 hours earlier next Friday type of thing.
Yeah, fantastic. So, it's crazy what they want. Sometimes it's gift cards, sometimes it's time, but the best answers come from whom? From them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, fantastic. So great stuff, great stuff. Congratulations on continuing to build your business. What else makes a Great Park Insurance unique?
Well, I think it's the coaching environment. The coaching environment. I really do believe that everything that happens in the agency, good or bad, starts at the top. And I heard a quote before when reading a book. It says, "It's lonely at the top." Right? And as a leader, one of the requirements is you always have to be excited. They hear me coming to the office every morning because I kick that building door open. I go to their individual day. I give them a high five. I ask them, "Are you excited? Are you motivated? Are you dedicated?" All right? I pump them up. Right? I don't ever want you to drag your butt in here and feel like, because I don't want you putting anybody else down. Right? It's about being excited. Even if you have nothing to be excited about, be excited. Right? So as a leader, you also have to be able to sell the dream. Right. I really believe that. As a leader, you have to be able to sell the dream, paint the picture. It's funny, right? Just like you said, there's opportunity everywhere, and you're recruiting 100% of the time everywhere. Last week, we actually had somebody reach out to us via Yelp, and they wanted an auto insurance and home insurance quote. I saw in the question that their employment information that they worked at a finance company. So we started talking, and they're coming in next week because I want to talk to them about being part of our agency. So this person calls in for a quote, but yet now they're going to be a new team member. And I think they're going to be a great fit. And when we got off the Zoom call, he said, "Daniel, if you lead, I will follow." So I don't ask for a lot of things from my team members, but coachability is the number one thing that I ask.
Absolutely. And culture eats strategy and everything else for breakfast. And you have created this culture of coaching by being who you are. That's great. And I hope everybody's taking notes. And if you have not been taking notes, go back and watch this again, because Daniel's dropping gold nugget after gold nugget. And I just wrote down, I love that. Excited, dedicated, and motivated. Excited, dedicated, and motivated. That's the internal secrets of Great Park Insurance, right?
And I believe and you can't fake it. You got to be sincere about your excitement, and you have to want your teammates to win, right? We have some agency goals that we have for our team members, right, which is very personal. But I really do believe time will either expose you or promote you. I really do believe that. And as a leader, right, you can't have any bad days. And if you do, you go home in the closet and you cry by yourself. But when you come here, right, you're excited and you're pumped up every day.
Say that again. Time will either
expose you or promote you.
Wow. Time will either expose you or promote you. Another nugget. Thank you. That is awesome. So take us deeper into Great Park Insurance. What else do you contribute to your current success?
Consistency. Consistency. I tell everybody who comes on board, I say, look, I'm a little embarrassed because the more you get to know me, you'll kind of figure out that I'm not the smartest guy in the room, right? But I'm one of the most consistent people that you will ever meet.
Right.
And 50% of winning is just showing up. Mike, this year has been somewhat of a growth year for us because we've gone through a lot of team members. We've hired, we've let go. And so it's been something that we've been working on. But if we schedule 10 interviews, maybe 3 will show up. So just by showing up, you beat 70% of the competition out there. Just by showing up. We don't have anybody who is late. We start at 8:30. We had a situation where one person was 5 minutes late, 7 minutes late. And maybe in another company, that's not being late, but here it is. So I had to talk with them, right? And they fixed it, right? Because when you coach, right, as long as they know it's coming from the right place, right? There's a different way of coaching, right? So, and that person was never late ever again, right? And I tell them, look, at 5 o'clock, let's go, right? Because you have a family to get to, right? So 8:30, 5 o'clock, and it's the mindset is just different. It's just different. But consistency is so important, and it's so overlooked. It's so overlooked. Showing up every day, making that extra phone call, sending out that extra email. And what we teach is we want to be the last response. So if a client emails us and says, oh, awesome, thank you, have a great weekend, we do not finish it there. We reply back and say, awesome, Mr. Client, have a wonderful weekend as well. If you need anything, we are here for you, exclamation, right? So it's always positivity. It's always thank you. Let us know if you need anything. And that's one thing that I admire about you, because, you know, your emails, right? It's always, what else can I do for you, right? And the whole team does that. So it's just consistency. And it doesn't seem like a big deal, but over time, it compounds. It really does.
Absolutely. And consistency and coaching and making sure that they're where they need to be mentally as well as emotionally, because that translates to your marketplaces. So fantastic stuff. So Daniel, what would you say to somebody who might just be starting out? I mean, go back, 12, 14 years to where you were, starting from scratch. You didn't know how you're going to do it. You had no money. But if somebody's watching this or listening to this now who's just starting out, what would you say to them?
Be consistent, be disciplined, watch your expenses, right? I really do think you could be a one-man shop for a long time. I really do. I see a lot of people who want to increase expenses by hiring and getting office space and doing a lot of this. I really, and just to share a little bit of, I was a one-man shop. My income was around $400,000 when I opened an office. And that's not a big income, right? Because we know a lot of people, you know, that make a lot more than that. But to me, that was everything, right? But I never wanted to go back to, you know, the place that I was when I started the agency. So I was very slow in growing my expenses. But be consistent. And if you think you're working hard, work harder. And then once you think you're working harder, work harder. Because we can always do more. We can always be a better coach. We can always be a better boss. We can always be a better son. We can always be a better friend. I really do believe that. And as much as I do, I always want to do more, because there are so many more families that we can help. And I don't have really a client-based number goal that I have, but I want to grow the team to a certain point where we have maybe, you know, multiple locations, right? And then maybe my kids will want to come into the business one day, right? But it's growing the team and just being consistent as much as possible. And I have a mindset, no limit. You do not have work hours. I've never heard of work hours, right? When you're building an agency, it's your lifestyle. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle.
Absolutely. And it's a mindset. And like you said, discipline and consistency and everything else. Discipline, in the words of the late, great John Wooden from rival UCLA, right? Oh my gosh. Yes. Him. I've got his pyramid of success right here on my wall.
No,
He said, discipline yourself so no one else needs to. One of the most important, one of the hardest things to do. So in that support, is that your current read, the book by Coach Wood?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. And I read this many years ago, but again, going through the changes this year with the agency and the team members, I thought, you know what, I got to get back to basics. Yeah. Right. And I just need those simple reminders, right? What am I missing? What could I do more? You know, how can I grow? So I started reading this again, which is awesome.
Yeah. I don't have the book with me, but I just got done with Selling the Invisible by Harry Beckwith, which it's an older read, if you will. I mean, the book was written years ago, but that's what we're doing. In the insurance industry, to an extent, we're selling the invisible. So how are you going to emotionally engage with people and get them to understand why us over and above any and all other options available to them? So, I could go on for hours, but I know that you've got a very heavy calendar, as do I. And so I can't wait to continue this conversation sometime in the future as I continue to witness the amazing things you're doing. So, Cindy, my wife, constantly is like, when she needs my attention, she puts her hands right on my shoulders and says, Mike, just listen to me for a minute. And I'm sure Christina, your bride, probably has the same issue because you're bing, 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 and going all the time, right?
Absolutely, yeah. But the spouse is such a secret sauce, right? To have a supportive spouse, to have a spouse that understands, has the same vision and goals as you is there's nothing better.
Yeah, the most important relationship, one of the most challenging relationships sometimes that we'll ever have is our spouse and partner in life, not just in business. Because business is just, we want to create a business that supports our life. We don't want to have a life that supports our business.
Right.
And that's why it's such a treat to see you and your family out there and to watch your family grow and everything else. Daniel Seong, thank you so much. Irvine, California, doing amazing things online and offline right inside his own agency. Daniel, thank you so much. Any last words of wisdom to add?
No, I just want to thank you, Mike. Again, I've been following you for so many years, and I was bummed that I'm not going to see you in October this year, right? But I know we have the online course that you're putting on. So really looking forward to that. So thank you for everything that you've done, not only for me, but just the industry and for your fellow agency friends. Again, cannot say thank you enough.
I could not say you're welcome enough. And when I get to collaborate with somebody and then they get some ideas and most importantly, they implement and cool stuff happens like it's happening for you, that's why I get out of bed. I mean, I can't wait, and I love to get back and just love to fuel ideas. I mean, because I have some very close friends, and they say, Mike, why do you keep going like this? I said, because there's nothing better than teaching and inspiring people who want to be taught and inspired. And when they do something with it, it just doesn't get any better. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Daniel Seong, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Remember, everybody, unstoppableprofitpodcast.com, and share the episodes with anybody and everybody that you think needs to hear the amazing wisdom and gold nuggets that Daniel just dropped on us over about the last 30 minutes. Congratulations on your success, Daniel. Can't wait to stand by your side and witness the future. And if there's ever anything more that we can do for you, please let us know.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike.
All right, share, everybody. Remember, make a difference, be unstoppable, leave no regrets, and we will see you on the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to listen to more episodes or share this podcast with someone you care about, please visit www.unstoppableprofitpodcast.com. Now go out and make a difference. Be unstoppable and leave no regrets.